Hello. Welcome to this training. Welcome and thank you for clicking, for buying, for being loyal to your ultimate productivity, for being loyal to your growth, for being loyal for your personal development. I know you may have known that you can never achieve your level of personal development. That is why you bought this training. My name is Zion Bassi, a brand productivity consultant with Prodways Consultants. Prodways Consultants is Nigeria's registered consultancy brand. We are into training individuals and organization for personal development, for ultimate productivity, right? We are into training brands, corporate brands, personal brands, right, to live their best lives now, to achieve peak performance and to achieve productivity in whatever they do. We've been on it since 2015, about 10 years now, 8 years precisely, and we have trained all over the world. We are into procurement, we are into construction, we are into all kinds of consultancy you can think of. And here is a flange of our work: training and doing online courses for people interested in growth, for people interested in productivity, for brands interested in living their best life now, and for people who are interested in finding the skills, the concepts, the principles, the strategies for living their best life now. And I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, for buying this class. It is not going to be a waste of your money. It is not going to be a waste of your time. It's not going to be what you will regret ever doing. This short training will change your life, will open your eyes to the concepts, the ageless, timeless, priceless Japanese concepts that has made Japan one of the greatest countries in the world, and that has made them pass their greatness to generations, sustain their greatness through empires, rising and falling empires, and still standing as one of the greatest countries in the world. These fundamentals can work for anybody. You know, one thing about principles is that they don't obey location. They don't obey culture, right? They are universal truths. And here I have sifted and I have condensed the 7 most powerful concepts the world had copied from Japan to help you, give you bearings for your untold productivity. But why did I choose Japan? Why not China? Why not Italy? Why not India? Why not another very old and great country of the world? Why Japan? Why Japan? Now let me tell you why I chose Japan. Japan is the oldest country by age in the history of the world. Japan existed since 15 million years ago. It was founded in 660 BC. It's the oldest country in the world by age. It's a Buddhist land of the sun. They call themselves land of the sun. They call themselves Yamato. They say they are the Yamatos of this world. Japan. They have some of the finest individuals who had walked the face of this earth. They have one of the greatest inventors, one of the finest, humans who had weaved our world, who have created our world, who have made our world what it is today. The likes of naming, the likes of Soichiro Honda, the likes of Samsung, the likes of Toyota, the likes of Oda Nomanoga, the likes of Tokugawa, the likes of EQ, the likes of Noguchi Hidayo, the likes of Yasuke, the likes of Tezuka Ozamu, the likes of Yayoi, I wish I can pronounce it, Yayoi, Kusama, lots of them. Taro, Okamoto, these are great names, great individuals, great inventors, great creators of our current life. That's why I chose Japan. To me, Japan is the greatest country in the world. If you want to look at how much they have contributed, a small land, yet very powerful. What makes them powerful are these concepts. Is this concept that have weaved their culture, their streamlined way of life, their principles, their theories that they have passed down generations, and that have made them create up to 40% of our current world, Japan. And here am I want to bring down 7 of their greatest concepts, condense them into a class that you can listen to, and if you can apply and imprint these concepts, your own life will turn a new leaf. Your own life would turn a new leaf if you apply, if you imprint and apply or execute the knowledge, the concepts of the Yamatos. And learning is not power. Against popular opinion, knowledge is not power. Execution of knowledge is power. If you fail to act on your knowledge, you are as bad as an ignorant. A man who knows and does not execute what he knows is as bad as an illiterate, is as bad as the ignorant. You have to execute this knowledge, these concepts. You have to apply them across the facets of your life. If you want to be as great as Japan, if you want to weave the world, if you want to contribute immensely, if you want to achieve ultimate productivity, you have to execute, imprint these concepts. If you have to write them out so you can review them till they become your second nature. Because if you learn and imprint and apply this concept, I am sure, I'm guaranteed that in 1 year time your life will experience exponential productivity. But I want to say thank you for buying this class. For you to even buy this class means you have a professional mindset. We have professionals, we have professors. Professors are those who just love knowledge, they hoard knowledge, they are the reservoirs of knowledge. They can teach it, but they seldom act on it. They seldom execute what they know. That's why you see they are not really the richest around. Unlike professionals, the professionals are those who execute their knowledge. They may not know much, they just know the basics, then they go executing it to the letter. And of course, life rewards those who take actions, those who execute their knowledge. Those who take action are those life and the universe conspire to favor, to pay, to reward. So I know you already have a professional mindset, that's why you bought this, but you have to be more deliberate now that you need to apply the knowledge you have. In fact, if you apply 10% of your existing knowledge very well, you'll be very rich. Yeah, you'll be very rich. You'll be better than what you are now if you apply up to 10% of your current knowledge. So you are not knowledge deficit, you are execution deficit, right? You want to be a professional like the athletes, like the musicians, like other professionals, top guys around you. Apply what you know, apply what you have learned, right? Beginning from this class, if you've been learning and hoarding and not acting your knowledge, you gotta change by this inspiration. But thank you, because you have wisdom, because wisdom listens, knowledge speaks. What I'm doing now, I am speaking, so I have knowledge. I have knowledge, so much knowledge by way of experience, by way of research, by way of inherent intelligence. I have knowledge, but you buying this training and listening to it, you have wisdom, right? So I want to say thank you. All right. Now you have to know that the universe is a complex phenomenon. but it is whatever we humans say it is. It is as simple or as complicated as we make it. The ancient Japanese people had made meaning of the universe. They had made the universe worthy of living in. And here am I bringing their knowledge, bringing their concepts, their ageless, priceless, timeless concepts to you within this next 30 minutes. Now let's get at it. Enough of the ado. Without further ado, let's get at it. Are you ready? The 7 concepts, the 7 Japanese concepts that can, the 7 eye-opening Japanese concepts that can change your life. Number 1, Ikigai. Ikigai is the number 1 Japanese concept that you need to know, you need to imprint, you need to apply. Success in life is identifying your area of strength and satisfying it accordingly. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that talks about purpose discovery, that tells people the import of discovering their purpose. And they have it in their culture that the earlier you discover your purpose, the easier your life will be. The earlier you discover your purpose and start living it, the better, the easier your life would be. So the first thing a man who wants to make a meaning in this life needs to know, is to determine the reason he wakes up each morning. Miles Monroe, doctor of blessed memory, said, if purpose is not known, abuse will be inevitable. Purpose is what gives life meaning. Purpose is why you were born. God looked at the world and saw a problem, and saw a deficit, and saw something lacking. Then he sent you, he created you, he put in you the value, the value, the cure and the solution, and the offer of what was lacking in the world. Then he posted you to where you are now deliberately, so you could exercise that cure which he put in you. God does not create by mistake. God does not create anybody to be a waste. God is not a waster. Even the leaves, if you fly over the earth in the sky, you see, if you are flying in the plane and you are in a forest, see the green trees, they look like the same. The leaves look like the same if you are up there in the sky. But if you come down closer, you see they all have different shapes, they all have different geometry, they all have different solutions. And if you pick each of them, they all have unique importance. They all have unique value. They all have a way they contribute to life. Either they cure a particular disease, or they can be eaten as food, or they can be used by animals. Each leaf of the earth has a purpose. The fish in the sea has a purpose. The bird has a purpose. The earth has a purpose. Everything God created has a purpose. If God created animals and trees and the waters and everything in the universe to have a purpose, how much more you in His image? There's a reason you were born. And finding that reason, the Japanese say, is the beginning, is the threshold of your success. Living around without meeting the demands of your existence, of your life, is waste of your life. That is why Miles Monroe said that the cemetery is the richest place in the world, because in there you see musics that were not written. You see restaurants that were not established. You see books that were not written. You see great people that died mediocre. You see businesses that were not started. You see people who were supposed to own empires who later ended up working in small banks, earning small millions, buying small cars, old fairly used cars. living small life. The cemetery, Mas Monroe said, is the richest place in the world. But you shouldn't add to the wealth of the cemetery. No, not after listening to this. So there's a purpose, there's a calling, there's an assignment, there is a reason you were born. You were born for the need of this world. You were born for the problems of this world. You are at your current location for the needs, for the problems, for the frustrations of that location. Finding that reason is finding your life. Mark Twain said, and I quote, "There are two most important days in a man's life: the day he was born, and the day he finds out why." Why were you born? Were you born to be a housewife? To help your husband live his purpose? And just that? Were you born to just give birth to children and train them and push them to run their careers? Were you born to work for someone till you die? Were you born? Are you sure what you're doing right now is in line, is congruent with why you were born? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Go back to your strength. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how to discover your calling, how to discover why you were born. It's very basic. What I'm going to show you here is a basic truth that you may have known. But I'm going to bring the motivation, the inspiration, and make it simple and fun enough for you to be able to, align with, choose something that aligns with your strength, your passion, and the needs of the world. This is what gives meaning to your life. No matter how much you earn, if you are working outside your area of strength, you are not living. Knowledge, purpose, give life meaning. Now let me show you how to get your purpose. Look at this very well. Look at these 3 circles very well. Your purpose is what you love, is in what you love doing. What you can do for free, what you can do all day, what you can do in the next 50 years, what you can do in the next 50 years without changing, what you won't be tired, what you won't be bored doing, is your purpose. Now, the next circle is what the world needs. You can find your purpose in what the world needs. What is the frustration of your world? What is the problem of the world? What are people complaining about? Don't join the complainers. Find your purpose within the complaints of your neighborhood. What frustrates you might be what is calling you to your deep calling. What is frustrating you, what is messing up your life, could be God speaking to you, God reminding you, God pointing you at why He created you. The next circle is what you can be paid for. What will people pay you for? There are many things you can do. I know you have a lot of things you can do. But what will people trade their money with? What will people? Because if someone pays you for something, you're not really good at that thing. Pay you and come back and pay again. Not the one they paid by mistake. Pay and come back and pay. It really tells, it really mirrors your strength and your passion and your purpose. What can you be paid for? The next circle here is what you are. So there are 4 circles, not 3. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The next circle, the 4th circle, is what you are good at. What you can do with this. What people enjoy watching you do. What people watch you do and then go get their friends to come watch you burn. When you are doing it, you're burning at it. Others are struggling and doing smell. Others, but once you get into the turf, you do it without much rehearsals. Right? What are these things? What do you love learning about? Okay, there are things that can lead to that can point to your purpose, right? Even if you're an adult, this training will make sense to you. You don't think it's basics, it's for children, it's gonna make sense to you as you transition. So when what you love to do meets with what the world needs, that's your mission, right? Your mission is what you love doing, which the world needs, which will bring solution which will bring value to the world, your mission, your footprints in the sands of time. Now, what the world needs plus what you can be paid for is your vocation. Please pay attention. What the world needs that you can be paid for. The world needs this thing, but you can do it so well that people pay for it. That's your vocation, your job, right? Your work, right? Your work. I didn't say your job. Your job is your boss's vocation. Your job is someone else's work. Your work is your own vocation, your own steps to your purpose, right? Your work is the steps to exercising your mission, your life assignment. Your job is your boss's work, right? Now, what you can be paid for plus what you are good at is your profession. You are so good at this thing and people are lining up or queuing up to pay you for it. That's your profession. That's why you see stadium packed with thousands of adults, busy adults, to watch a football game or to watch an athlete or to watch a sport. And those guys are well paid. They are called professionals because they are doing what they are good at, which the world will pay them for. That's their profession. Now the last one is what you love doing plus what you are good at. That's your passion. What you love doing, you love it. You can I can train for all day. Today this is my second training. Right? I have already done something in my alliance. I have a group where I put people for a year and mentor and coach them to live their productive life. And every year I've done it for 3 years now. And every year I release individuals who know what to do, who will go bold, unbreakable, limitless at life and succeed. I have testimonies every year. And this year my target was to work with 50 people to get them to a place of ultimate productivity. So I do things with them every morning. And then I had a training before I came here for this. I'm still not tired. I'm passionate about it. Right? That is my passion. What I love doing, what I can do very well. Now, when you put all of this together, you have Ikigai. Right? Remember, Ikigai is the reason for your life, the purpose you were created, the purpose for which you were created. Ikigai. So when all of this, when all passion, mission, vocation, profession meets, you have purpose, right? All of this meeting, at the point they meet is Ikigai, your purpose. So your purpose, what you were created for, can be found in this place. I hope you got it. If you didn't get it, find my number. You can meet me on Facebook. I'm going to explain this to you again because this is the beginning of all success. If you didn't get this, you may not get anything. You may not get the rest of the things I'm going to share here. Your purpose. You were created for a unique purpose. This beautiful bird, you see this bird, very beautiful, very artistic. God is a great artist. God is the greatest artist, not just the great artist. See how beautiful, how well drafted, how well designed this bird is. As beautiful as this bird is, if you put it in water, inside water, this bird will be miserable. This bird would be dirty. You won't like this bird. It will even affect its beauty. For this bird to shine, to bloom, to glow rather, like this bird has to be put on a tree. This bird has to be put on a tree for its glory to show, for its strength, for its worth, for its life to show. Your attractiveness is in your natural habitat. You heard me? Your attractiveness is in your natural habitat. Stop going where you are not attractive. You will suffer hardship. Stop going where you are not attractive. You will suffer hardship. Your attractiveness is in your natural habitat. Go back to your habitat. Go back to your passion. Go back to your mission. Go back to your vocation, your work. Go back to your profession. That is where your attractiveness lies. You heard me? You heard me? Don't hurt yourself just to fit in. People hurt themselves trying to fit in. They want to achieve success like their friends because their friend is an engineer and had been able to build a house, buy a fairly used car, marry a kind of wife, and have some average children. They see that as success. They believe that is the only route to success, so they must be engineers. I have a neighbor who managed to be a nurse, a certificate nurse, not a certificate nurse. Is still very good, still very good. I had happened to work for University of Uyo in the hospital, in the clinic, and has seen money and had enjoyed the profession. She said all her children must be nurses. All of them. She has 3 children. When I met her one of the days outside and we spoke, she said all her children, 1 boy, 2 girls, they must be nurses. And I asked her, what if they don't like nursing? She said, no, nursing is where money is. Nursing is where they will meet their dreams. Nursing is when they will get money. They can travel out. They can make money. I was like, man, are you for real? Have you thought about public speaking? That is one of the greatest, the highest paid profession in the world. I love nursing. My wife is a nurse. I love nursing. I have very deep connection with nursing science. That's why I married a nurse. But that's not the only thing that is. I told her, but she insisted she wants all her kids to be a nurse. So she may hurt those kids. She may deprive those kids a chance of living their best life. She might drift those kids away from their purpose. She might end up frustrating those kids from God's plan for their lives. She might batter and distort those, those kids from God's will for their lives by trying to make them fit in to what she calls success. Don't be that kind of mother. Don't be that kind of father. Your children must not meet your failure. Some fathers, because they couldn't make it at a particular field, they want their son to recover for them. They couldn't be a footballer. They tried their best, they couldn't for any reason. So their son must be a professional footballer. They hurt the young man. They make the young man waste his existence. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your children trying to fit in. Every profession is great. Who thought that a chef would be globally celebrated? Who thought that cooking could make someone a global name? Hilda Efion Bassi. I'm making this recording where she just broke the Guinness World Record for cooking 100 hours straight. That's about, I think, 5 days or so. Yeah, she cooked for 100 hours straight. And she is now the record holder, beating an Indian lady. And the whole world, Nigerian presidents, vice president, all the top people in Nigeria celebrated her. A cook, a chef, a common cook in quotes. Every profession is great. It is how you do it. It is how you do it. Some people broke other records in Nigeria, but we are not celebrated because they did not command the media presence. They did it not as good as Hilda Bassi. So how you do what you do is more important than what you do. You heard me? You didn't hear me, right? How you do what you do is more important than what you do. Whether you are a cleaner, you can clean so well that anybody that passes that street will remember that there was a cleaner who lived there. That was a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If you're a welder, you can weld so good that when you die, your customers, people in touch of your work, will never recover from your loss. And you make all the money you want. So you can weld that good and serve as much people. There is no bad, there is no mediocre profession. There is nothing that you do in this life that is not great. Great people make great professions. You heard me? So you bring your greatness into what you do, and you are going to be great at it. Don't try to fit in. Come on. Don't try to fit in. You heard me? Yeah. I paid I took so much time on that because that is the basic, the fundamental of all life greatness. Being yourself. Success happens when you discover your area of strength and satisfy it accordingly. You heard me? Success in life happens when you discover your area of strength, whatever it is, and satisfy it accordingly. The second concept, eye-opening concept of the Japanese is Shikita Ganei. Shikita Ganei, it means letting go of what you cannot change, what you cannot control. You gotta recognize that there are some things you can't control in this life. There are some things you can't change, and it is okay. You're not God. Even God can't change everything. God can't change man's will. God cannot change man's will. If God can change man's will, then he could have stopped Adam from eating from the fruits of death. God doesn't interfere in man's will. God only brings circumstances. God can only bring circumstances. God brings issues, people to help navigate you to his will for you. But it's your choice to either follow those people or follow the path or refuse to follow the path. Right? He gives you life and death. You choose. Make a choice. So even God can't control everything. How much more you man, mortal man, that small mosquito bite can send you to your grave. Normalize the fact that you can't change everything. Let's go and focus on what you can change. Focus your life on what you can change. That's why when people focus their lives on a job that is controlled by someone else, or any company, any establishment, any institution that they don't have control over, yet they pay their life, they give their focus to that particular institution, you are wasting your life, you're wasting your purpose. Because the man at the helm of that company can wake up one day and make one policy that does not go well with you. That is the end of you. You either resign or you go below the par. So a job, like I said, is your boss's work. Your focus should be on your own work. You heard me? Focus on the things you control. Right? So as you wake up in the morning, your life, your time should be spent more on the things you control. Your own business, right? Whatever you know you can control, nobody can really interfere and break. That's what you should focus on. You cannot control how people react. That's the second thing you need to know. So you shouldn't be sensitive to people's reactions, how they talk to you, how people talk to you, how people treat you. You can't control that. You can control how you react to how people talk to you. So you can proact. If you wake up and nobody greets you, you are fine. How much can greeting add to your bank account? You know what I mean? You can control your work ethic. You can say today, I'm going to work 5 hours. Today, I'm going to meet 10 prospects. Today, I'm going to make 50 sales calls. Today, I'm going to meet this man. Today, I'm going to propose to that woman of my life, of my dream. Today, I'm going to do that. You can control your work ethics. You heard me? I remember one day I told myself, I'm gonna do 10 prospects every day. I read a book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and he taught in the book that we should go 10 times greater at our goals. So I said I'm gonna do 10 prospects every day. I went the first day, the second day, the third day, and I realized I couldn't meet up. So I shot above my strength. So I had to come down and say, okay, I have other things I'm doing, so I cannot be doing prospecting every day. It's gonna make other things suffer. It's gonna break other vital areas of my life. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do physical prospecting on Mondays. I must do 10 every Monday. Then I can continue with online prospecting, the rest of the days. And I have sustained that for more than a month now. You know what I mean? So you can control your work ethics. How much hours you spend on work, how deep you are when you're working, right? You can control that. You can control your work. You can control when you want to work. right? You can control where you want to work. You can control the kind of people you want to work for. I went to prospect a man who owns a lounge, and I know a big lounge. When I went there, the first thing I heard him say was, using foul language, foul words on his staff, words that I can't even pronounce. So on the door, I told myself, this is not where it should be. I could have done my back, but the door was already open for me to enter. But in my mind was already cancelled out. This man is not it. So as I went, I just told him, okay, I think I'm not going to do it anymore. He said, why? I said, no, I picked up plane, I'm not going to do it anymore. I left him. I was surprised. Now, I can't stand a man who does not respect another man. No matter you are the boss, you are the employer. But those are human beings too. With life, with breath. When you die, you will be buried in the same 6 feet like them. So you can control who you work for. Right? Don't focus on what someone else controls. Your job is not what you should focus on. Hold your job to raise some money, to meet people, to connect with people that can help your life, and to learn the skills to be able to go out and do your own thing. Don't hold your job for survival. It is a graving mistake to hold your job for survival. Hold your job because you want to save up some money and start your own thing, or you want to meet some people. There are people in the industries, in the industry who could add to your dream, right? So you go there to meet those people, or you go there for the unique education that job provides. That's why you should work. Otherwise, don't work, right? And as you work for those things I mentioned, give yourself a time frame. I'll be here for 5 years, and make sure you don't exceed that time frame, right? Focus on your own work. You heard me? Otherwise, you will have 2 options like this: to escape and rule your world is your work, to continue here to your job, your 9 to 5, your 8 to 4, or your whatever hours to whatever hours. If you continue in that path, you are facing hell. I tell you the truth, because you are using your energy, your youthful energy, on someone else's work. When you grow old, the son of that man will sack you and hire someone younger, someone who will earn smaller money, and you go back to your village or to whatever small house you're able to build. You were lucky enough to build a house, right? But if you continue in this other path, you'll escape to a sunshine. You heard me? Your rescue is in what you have control over. That's what I'm trying to say. Your rescue is in what you have control over. Your work, your own thing. So think about the day you can start your own work. You are still working for someone. If you have a job, if you have a work already, you have a business already, hey, congratulations. Think about other things I'm going to show you in this training about your work. The third eye-opening concept of the Japanese, wabi-sabi. Well, I love this one, wabi-sabi. Find peace in imperfection. Don't be too sensitive. Don't want perfection. Life is not even perfect. Life is not perfect. The universe is not perfect. Look at the sky. Sometimes it will be shiny and very beautiful. Other times it will be raining and crying, and mourning with thunder and weeping with lightning. That is the universe, the sky. So if the universe, if nature is not perfect, why then do you want humans to be perfect? You see the earth. Some parts are depressed. Some parts of the universe are depressed. We call them valley. Some parts are up there. We call them mountain. We call them hill. You cannot find the earth is not table. It's not a table surface. It's not perfect. Some parts are full of water. Some parts are full of sand, deserts. What evil did that part that is desert do to the nature or to God, for God to deprive them of water? Have you thought of that? The desert is so dry, yet rain will not fall there. The river, the ocean, is so wet, yet rain will be falling there. That is the imperfection, the impartiality of life. in that context, I can say life is impartial, because why would rain not fall in the desert that needs water and be falling in the ocean that has enough water, that has boundless water already? So life is imperfect. That's why you should see and accept imperfection. That's why you should expect and accept imperfection in things. Don't be too sensitive. Don't have too much boundaries. I shared a story with my alliance some time ago about my niece. Idarabong is her name. When she was about 12 or so, 14, she used to fight her younger brother Obong so much. So one day I went to their house, I saw them fighting. Every time they are fighting, their mother complained, these people are fighting. Every time they are fighting. So I went and asked them, why are you always fighting? Idarabong said, Obong does not keep the room. They share the same room. So Obong always scatters the room. The young man was about 10. So I asked Idarabong, what do you call a kept room? She said a kept room, uncle. It's a room where the pencil is where I keep them. The school bags are hung on the wall, the way I hung them. The tables are free of papers. The floor is neat. That's the kept room. That was why they always fought. Because the young man does not define a kept room that way. So they have two definitions of a kept room. Yet they are living in the same room. They will fight. Right? So I have to bring them back to what I'm telling you now, to this wabi sabi concept. Change your perspective of a kept room. Change your rule of a kept room. Because your rule of a kept room is punishing you, is frustrating you, it's making you hit your brother. Change your meaning of a kept room. She said, Uncle, what do you mean? I said, yes, change your kept room meaning to a room you just kept, a room you just tidied, a room you just cleaned up, So when you come in and the room is not your kept room in quotes, you keep it. You arrange it. So when you arrange it, it is kept. When it is not kept, it means you've not arranged it. So you now take the powers of your happiness. You take control of your joy. You take control of your living happy with your brother. I taught them that. I called the brother and said, hey, you, listen, your meaning of kept room is not the correct meaning of kept room. Alright? Change your meaning. You think a room is okay, no matter whether the bed is upside down or whether the place is littered with sand, you're not bothered. So hey, listen to me, change your meaning. That meaning is creating problem in this house. Change it. A room that is kept is a room that has no sand. So when you come in, remove your shoes. If you keep the paper when you are done, pick it. I changed their paradigm. And I tell you, their mother called me Akpaneka. I'm from Kaibom State, so they called me Akpaneka, first son, What did you do to Idara and Obong? They have not been fighting anymore. I did not beat them. The mother told me to beat them, that they are resolving her life. I did not touch them, I did not beat them. I just spoke, I just changed, I just shifted their meaning, their rule system. And everything changed. Change your rules. Your rules can empower or disempower you. Your rules are the fabrics of your life. Don't be too sensitive. To some of you, if your child does not greet you in the morning, you won't be happy. Come on. Why must you attach your happiness to something as flimsy as greeting? To some of you, if someone does not greet you well, you will not answer well. Come on. Are you that low? Are you that small? Come on. Change your rules. Accept people for what they are. You yourself, you're not perfect. You're not perfect, except you're lying. You're not perfect. Yes, I wish I can see your face and say it to your face. You're not perfect. People are managing you. People are managing and tolerating you. So learn to manage and tolerate others. Don't expect them to know what to do. Tell them what they should do and remind them. Keep reminding them. Believe they will change someday and stop nagging and stop complaining. complaining about people's imperfection when you yourself are imperfect. Strive in flawlessness. Strive in weakness. Right? There are things you can't change about yourself. You can't change something about yourself. You cannot change where you were born or your gender. But you can use where you were born. You can strive with where you were born. You heard me? You can strive with that gender of yours. You can strive with your background. You can strive with what you studied in school. Right? You heard me? You heard me? Being both soft and strong is a combination very few people have mastered, and it can weave your life. The fourth concept of the Japanese is preserve your dignity during tough times. They call it gaman. Somebody say gaman. Yeah, say gaman to yourself. You have to learn to gaman. They call it perseverance. Perseverance. You have to gaman your dignity during tough times. Don't allow tough times define you. Don't allow tough times define you. Don't break in the face of frustration. Frustration comes to test how big you are. So you have to show how big you are by remaining tall, by remaining strong, enduring the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity is gaman. The term gaman is translated as perseverance, as I have said, and patience and tolerance. You know something about patience? You can never get it wrong with patience. No, you can't. It might tarry, but you can never get it wrong with patience. And you know, patience is not when you are waiting and complaining. You are waiting and you are nagging. That's not patience. And if you tell someone how patient you are, then you're not patient. It's like someone saying how humble he has been. And you're not humble. Humility does not brag. You don't need to tell people you're humble for them to see you're humble. A humble man is a man who people see the humility themselves. A humble man does not announce or does not need to announce his humility. You heard me? So a patient man does not need to announce his patience. The time you start announcing your patience, you are not patient. The time you start announcing your patience, your how patient you are, and you have patience, you've been waiting, you're not patient, you know? So if you can be patient real time, you will always have whatever you want in life. Gaman. Be patient, but don't brag about it. Be understanding and let them see it themselves. Right? The less you care, the happier you will be. The next concept, the fifth concept of the Japanese is the obetere. I may not pronounce it well. I'm a Nigerian, not a Japanese, but that is it on the screen. Obetere means don't compare yourself to other people. Never compete with other people. Never compare yourself with other people. There are 24 time zones in the world. There are 24 time zones in the world. Each time zone represents an hour of a day. That means at 60 minutes or 1 hour of every day, the earth rotates 15 degrees on its axis. That means at 24 hours, the earth has completed 360 degrees rotation. You heard me? So people on top of you are on a different time zone. You have to understand that. You heard me? Don't compete with people at a different time zone. Morning in Nigeria is not morning in Australia. Different countries celebrate Christmas and New Year on a different time zone. For the fact that people at Australia or at Tonga or at Samoa or at Kiribati, which are the people who the time zone starts from. People in those places I mentioned experience New Year and Christmas and a new day first before any other person in the world. So you cannot complain and hate yourself because those people are already eating Christmas food while you are not. You are still asleep. So you don't wake up because you are not eating Christmas food with them. You know, competing with other people is like that. That friend of yours that is a governor now. After governor, what else will he be? Okay, president. Let's say he's the president now. After president, what will he be? And he's still 40. So it could be that in his 60, he could be broke again, he could be miserable, he could not be relevant again. And then you are 40 and you're complaining, you're weeping that your friend is a president and you're not. Most of people that were rich yesterday are broke and poor now. You're complaining that your friend has a car, has a house, is married, you're not married. What if you're gonna buy the latest car when you're gonna buy it? He's buying a fairly used car and you're complaining. What if your own time you will have a latest model of a car of a choice? What if you're gonna have a bigger house? Stop complaining, stop competing. You heard me? That is a fundamental truth about the Japanese people. They don't complain, they don't compete. They compete with themselves, they compare themselves with their potential, their untapped abilities, their unexercised grace. That's what the Japanese compete with. That's why you see them, they work so hard, they are so hard on themselves and soft on other people. I have worked with some of them. Chinese, the Asian, race, they work hard and they are so hard on themselves because they compete with only themselves. It's important to focus on your own progress rather than trying to measure yourself against others. You heard me? You heard me? You always have a need. You always want what you don't have. You are on the ground, you need boats. You are on the boat, you need the ground. That is the myth of life. You always have something you want in this life. Even Elon Musk has a need. That is how lousy life is. That is how tricky this life is. He has a need. His need might not be money. He might have, I don't know, an element he's struggling with. Or his sons might be giving him problems. His family might be in shambles. You can't tell. All of us have needs. Your own is just money. And you are crying. Your own is just husband. Your own is... The Japanese say, do not complain. Do not compete. Obitory. Don't compete. Face fronts. The sixth is the Kaizen. Kaizen is the very popular one. Most of us know Kaizen. Kaizen was started by Masaki Imai, a Japanese organizational theorist and consultant. He was the first man who exercised the theory of Kaizen in Toyota. So he met the owner of Toyota, Sakichi Toyota, who is the founder of Toyota brand. And then he taught them the theory of Kaizen, and that boosted their production and productivity and sales than never before in their history. And then some American, some North American and European companies discovered how fast Toyota was growing. They sought to know what they did differently, and they discovered that Kaizen was taught by Imai Masaki. So they called in Mr. Masaki Imai to train them on the Kaizen rule. That was how Europe developed. That was how industries in Europe and in North America escalated. What is Kaizen? Kaizen is seeking consistent improvements. Seeking consistent improvements. Outsmarting your past record. Becoming your better version by every day. Learning continuous personal development. Doing better today than yesterday. That is Kaizen. Even small changes can add up and make a big impact over time. That is Kaizen. So you go to your work today, determined to work better than yesterday. You wake up every morning and you find a way to learn one thing new. I put myself in the place of learning something new every day since 2015, And today I have trained across the world. There's no continent I have not consulted online. Thank God for the internet. I've traveled to the Republic, I have traveled around Nigeria consulting, because I told myself that I'm going to learn at least one thing every day. And to do that, I must write every day. I've been writing for the past 8 years, every single day. That's how I'm smart. That's how I became this smart and intelligent and someone you are enjoying listening to. If you consistently develop yourself in your area of strength, so don't forget, in your area of calling, you're gonna be a sought after individual. You're gonna be a great brand. If you find a way to do your business better, your business will grow beyond your expectation. Kaizen. Normalize pushing yourself. Normalize pushing your thinking and your actions higher than ever before. Think massively than ever before. Take massive actions than ever before. Don't do things the way you did them yesterday. Every day you wake up, ask yourself, how can I do this better? How can I better apply this? Expand your thinking, expand your action, and your life will be big. Never underestimate thoughts and action, because your life will take the shape of your level of thoughts and action. Let's look at the last concept. I hope you are getting value. I hope you are blessed by this training. It is worth more than what you paid for, though. I just wanted to make you see what you've been missing from my trainings. If you've not been buying my trainings, this is the least expensive training I have. I just want it to be so you can have access to me, you can feel me a bit, it's just smallest. I want to do it for 30 minutes, but I have to cover it so you have full value, right? I hope you are getting value. If you're getting value, look for my next training and buy, and make sure you get everything. If you want to follow a man, follow him full. Learn everything the man has said. Read all his books. That way you understand everything about that man, and you can duplicate his results. The seventh and the last is Shuhari. I love Shuhari so much. Shuhari is what I've been training people over the years. It says when the students, there's a quote by Tao Te Ching, a Japanese man, and he said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the student is truly ready, the teacher will disappear. I hope you understand this quote. When you are ready, I will show up and train you. And when you are fully ready, you won't need me anymore, because you will exercise and apply what I have already taught you. That is the theory, that is the quote. So it is a way of thinking about how to learn and master a technique. There are 3 stages to acquiring knowledge. But before that, let me show you another thing about that. The word Chuhari is an idiom in Japan that comes from the kanji for the 4 trees that bloom in spring: cherry, bloom, and apricot. Each flower blooms in its own time, and it's a reminder that everyone is on their own journey through life. So it's an idiom we use to show people that they are in their own journey. Now let's look at the 3 parts of this concept. Shuhari. The shu stands for when you learn the basics. Just learn the basic and understand the basic of a thing very well. You imitate the work of a great master who can teach you what you want. You find a mentor, you find a coach, you find a teacher who understands the path which you're going. Then learn the basics from that mentor. Learn the fundamentals, understand the fundamentals of that path, right? And the next part is ha. Ha is start experimenting what you have learned from your master. And not have many masters, have one master, so you won't end up confused. Have a master, a mentor, a coach on a field. And of course, before someone is your mentor, you must have trusted the person, you must have known the person, you must have respected the person enough. A mentor is someone who is going where you are going and can grow you to the place. A coach is someone who may not have been where you are going, but have the knowledge and the discipline and the character to take you there. So find the right person, then follow him solely. Now read the last part is innovating. Once you have learned from a master, you apply what you've learned from the master. You can now reinvent, you can now innovate can now bring your variety into it. So every greatness, every mastery runs by these three concepts. Shoe, learning the basics. Don't bother about master's degree. Just learn the basics first. Just don't bother about knowing everything. Just know the basics. Once you know the basic and you can apply the basic well, you can now bring your own uniqueness into it. Right? And don't give up. While in practice, learn not to quit 1 or 2 diggers away from your goal. While you are practicing what you have learned from your master, do not quit, because you may not know, you may just be 1 digger like this my guy who is living at 1 digger or the 2 diggers away. Right? But as this man is still hitting, still killing himself. Ha 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 ha. This is all I've got for you, and I hope you got value. Thank you for listening again. Thank you for your audience. But please go back to listen to it another time, because sometimes we gain understanding by repetition, right? So you go back to repeat the class and with your notes and with your mind open, and you will understand, you will hear what you did not hear, and you will understand better and apply what you have learned. And of course, as you apply what you learned, your life will be gigantic. Your life will be great. Your life will be as great as the great Japanese race. Thank you so much. Arigato. That is how they say thank you in Japan. Arigato. Thank you for your time. Arigato for your audience. Arigato for your attention. My name is Zion Bass. If you want to come closer, reach me on Facebook, or can get me on other platforms, YouTube. You can get my contacts from there, and I can work with you privately, uniquely on your issues and help you live your productive life now. Bye bye for now.